This is Indian Grandmaster Vidit Gujarati. He's about to do something that will be replayed tens of millions of times by people around the world. The reaction from the chess community was varied. Some laughed, some of us cried, some fell to their knees in sheer disbelief. But few amongst us answered the question, why? Why did Vidit sacrifice the king? My name is David, and in today's Blitz Breakdown, I will be answering this question and giving my own weird theory on why Vidit made this move. And we will also be hearing from Vidit himself to see what he has to say about this crazy moment in chess history. Accidentally sacrificing your king in a chess game is something that you'd really expect from like a 500 ELO ranked player. Once you reach the dizzying heights of 2000, like me for example, this is something that it just doesn't happen. Dude! Why can't I move my king? The reality is that regardless of your elo, illegal moves will happen occasionally, and even GMs are known to violate some of the laws of man. Here's the very charitable Grandmaster Manuel Petrosian doing some pro bono work, trying to give up his king for free against Daniil Dubov. With white to play, Petrosian needs to deal with a check from the pawn on f4, but instead plays the triple question mark move. Rook takes b5 with check. What? Of course, this move is completely forbidden, which is why I've used this custom-made triple question mark sign to indicate an illegal move. Ultimately, after the arbiter was called, Dubov was given an extra minute on the clock and the game continued. Petrosian had to replay his move because of course his king is in check, so he needed to deal with that, and eventually the game ended in a draw. It's hard to say exactly why Petrosian had this brain fart, but I think the time scramble definitely had something to do with it. And time was also an issue in the Vidit Hikaru game because Vidit was down to his last second before throwing his king under the bus. Apart from the time issues, I think there are at least two other reasons why Vidit made this crazy move. The first reason, I will admit, is very, very weird, so bear with me. Subconscious resignation. To understand this, we need to look at the position before the illegal move was made. Hikaru to move, you can see he has a crushing advantage, and he picks up the pawn on d4 with the king. And that d4 pawn was a huge problem throughout the game. In fact, that pawn hadn't moved at all since the opening. It was just chilling there, observing the horrors of the battlefield around it. But now, in the final stages of the endgame, it had become a huge target. And once Hikaru was able to capture that d4 pawn and advance his king, I think Vidit already knew at this point the game was over. Now this is where it gets interesting. When is the only other time that the two kings are directly next to each other? There's only one other occasion in chess that this happens, and it's at the end of the game, when the kings are arranged in the center of the board to indicate the outcome of the game. If the kings are diagonal to one another on the white squares, that means white won the game. If they're on the black squares, that means black won the game. And if they're on opposite colors directly opposite each other, that means that the game was a draw. So my theory is that before playing the illegal move, Vidit looked at the board and thought, this game is over, black is going to win this. And the lines between the game being played and being over, they kind of blurred for like a second. And when he put the king on e3, he was really indicating the result. Both of the kings are diagonal from each other. They're on the dark squares, indicating that the winner is black. Okay, so yes, I agree that they're not in the center of the board, but I still think that there's some kind of subconscious indication from Vidit to show black is going to win this, and that might be a possible reason why he played that move. But truth be told, I have no idea why he made this move, so let's see what he has to say for himself. Let the Vidit speak for himself.
Chess speaks for itself.
The rule of the square.
Wait for it. Yeah. But also, Vidi, you also smiled at someone. Who is that?
No, I was not smiling.
Okay,
I was
at
upset.
least you look-
Vidit, what was this about? This king e3 move?
Now he's smiling.
No, I actually did not, like, I was like calculating the pawn race, yeah? So what is the fastest way to go back? King e3, yeah?
Really, yeah? Really?
I mean, I really...
But tell me, if he cannot play king takes e3, are you making a draw or not?
Yes.
Ah, okay, so that's your justification.
Yeah.
Right, so there we have it from Vidit himself. He said he played king to e3 because he was calculating the pawn race. The fastest way to pick up the opponent's pawn on b7, and of course, the king is going to be picking up the a3 pawn. Unfortunately for Vidit, these squares are out of commission. Black has the high ground, to use a Star Wars reference. As a result, white has to go the long way around to go and pick up this pawn, which is ultimately the deciding point in this game. And as you can see, is the way it played out. Hikaru was able to pick up the a3 pawn and accompany the black pawn to promotion. But before he got a chance to promote, Vidit had had enough and he resigned. Sure, that is a wrap. Thank you for watching this video. If you do like this video and you're new around these parts, do consider en passanting the subscribe button and under promote forking the notification bell for future videos. I will see you all very soon.